every single time I agree to go on dates and stuff, it's something weird. It's just another story to add to my list.
You are now my darling.
Hey guys, it's Michael LaFlame. I'm back with another YouTube video. Today I'm gonna talk about my top 5 worst interactions with a man. Boy, like I have so many. I'm about to have to really go through my like archives like in my mind, because there's so many. Like, so I'm gonna just get right into it. So number 5, I'm gonna go from the bottom and go up. Number 5. So this actually happened the other day. Like, actually, this happened yesterday. So y'all know I work at Finish Line. So I'm sitting there, you know, I'm kind of squatted. I'm cleaning the door because it's glass, so I'm trying to clean it. And this dude walks up behind me because he's finna walk out the store. I'm cleaning the door, but I'm on the side of the inside. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm cleaning this door, but I'm squatting down. So he walks and he stops, and he's like above me clearly because I'm down. He's up, and he says, "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you mixed with?" And I was like, "I'm not mixed with anything," which kind of is a lie, but at the same time, it's not. Like, I consider myself fully black, but that's a whole other story from the day. Anyway, so I told him no, and I kind of wanted to just spare the conversation because I didn't really want to have this conversation. Anyway, so I thought that was it, and it wasn't. He was like, "Oh, you sure you're not mixing nothing?" I'm like, "No," like, and then he says, "Well, can I get your number?" He's like, "I see you got dreads, and I like that." And in my head, I'm like, these are fake. Like, anyway, so he's like, "Can I get your number?" And I was like, "Sir, I have a whole boyfriend." Because he looked like he was up there. Like, he looked like he was about 30 something. So, and I've already learned my lesson. So, and he was like, "Do it look like I care about your boyfriend?" He's like, "I just got out the pen, honey." He was like, "Your boyfriend don't got nothing on me. He not doing nothing." So in my mind, I'm like, this man has got to be kidding. Like, and so I kind of laughed. Like, I just laughed it off. And he's like, he's looking dead at me. And so I stopped laughing. He was like, "Nah, I'm not trying to be funny." He said, "Baby girl, I'm dead serious." He was like, "And matter of fact, I'm not leaving the store till I get your number." So I give this man, because the first thing that goes through my mind is, are you going to give this man your number? Or are you going to give this man a fake number? Like, what you going to do? So I'm like, all right. So I just rattle off a number, bro. And he goes, what did he say? He was like, "I'm finna text you right now, and I'm finna say how your family doing, so you know your man don't have no issues or nothing. But as soon as you and your man, as soon as he get to acting up, just hit me back. You already know who to call." So in my mind, I'm like, but anyway, so that was that. That's 5. All right, so number 4, there was this dude when I went to high school. I used to have like holes in my schedule to where I didn't really have a class, so I was cool with everybody, so all the teachers, everything. So I would just walk around the school and do whatever I wanted to do. So, there's this guy. I'm not gonna say his name just for privacy and respect purposes, but we're just gonna call him Jay. So I went to this we had like a career center in my high school, and like dudes who like made music, and like people who wanted to work on cars, people who want to do hair, like it was all in there. So this specific person is into music, and he thought I was cute, you know, just cool. Like, he thought I was cute, and he wanted to be friends. So I gave him, like, he ended up getting my Instagram, and he DM'd me like on some cool stuff, and we were like talking a little bit. And then he started getting a little weird, like, no, actually, I gave him my number after, because, you know, DMs get really crowded after a while. So I just gave him my number. Like, you know, he goes to my school. Like, how weird could he be? This man, like, no lie, like, this man starts getting really obsessive. I'm talking super duper 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 excessive. And he was like asking me to spam him with my selfies, this and that. And the first time I did it, like, you know, I'm like, oh, he just really thinks I'm cute. But then he just kept doing it. And one day I was like, no, because at this point it's weird. And he spazzed on me. Like, he actually spazzed on me through text. And then I just stopped texting him back. And the next day he sent this paragraph talking about I'm sorry, I just already wasn't in a good mood. And then you weren't trying to send me pictures and da da da. I didn't respond because actually I did respond. I was like, that's really weird. Like, you have an issue and you need to fix that. And then he just started like sending all these texts, paragraphs, emojis, everything just being weird. So I blocked him. And then after that, like, every time I put something on my Instagram story, he was right there in my DMs. Hard eyes, you look great, yes, da 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 da. And I just, after a while, I just blocked him. Because I was like, this is just out of control. So then, fast forward, because this was in like 2018. This was when I was like a junior in high school. So fast forward, maybe I was a senior. Maybe I was a senior. So, no, I was a junior. I was definitely a junior because he was a senior. Anyway, so fast forward to now. I'm about to be a sophomore in college. So anyway, this man, I go to this Juneteenth celebration. And I see this dude, he's kind of cute. So we start talking, he gives me his number. And his name starts with a J too. And he texted me. And so you know how like on Snapchat, you can like get somebody's like Snapchat name, like after you get their number. So I get somebody adds me and their name is like J-Man or something. And I'm thinking, okay, he's just gonna add me because, you know, my number's in his phone now. So he starts texting me on Snapchat and not texting my phone. So I'm like, okay, something's weird, but all right. So I'm thinking whole time, this is just the same person. And like, he asked me to come over. And usually I don't go over people's houses. But I was like, you know, I'm 19. Let me step out my box, you know, my comfort zone. But my car, like, I'm in the process of looking for a new car. And so I was just going to lift over there, you feel me? It wasn't really that far. It's like 6 minutes, 7 minutes away. So he texted me one day, like a couple hours before I was supposed to come over. And he's like, hey, I'm not running errands right now, so do you want to just FaceTime until you can come? I was like, sure, I guess. So then he said, FaceTime me. So I FaceTimed him, and he didn't, like, I FaceTimed the number I had in my phone. He sent me a different number, but I FaceTimed the number I had in my phone. So I'm like, okay, he didn't answer. Then the number called me back, and it was the dude I thought I was talking to, but he was playing basketball. So I was like, huh? Like, then I got a text from the Snapchat dude, and he was like, are you gonna call? And I was like, huh? Like, I was so confused. Then I was like, who are you? And y'all, the dude on Snapchat was the dude that I blocked on Instagram and his number. So if I would have gotten a lift and went all the way over there, realized that, and he would have answered the door, I would have been stuck. Like, I would have been so sick. Like, so sick. And this man had the audacity to ask me if he said, so do you want to just chill, or, you know, if I would have known who you were, I wouldn't even responded. Like, come on. Like, but anyway, on to number 2. This story alone could dang near be number 1, but number 1 is just worse by default. But anyway, this one is bad. So, you know, in college, I'm a freshman. You know, back home, I never really linked with dudes. I never really gave dudes that real time of day. I was always like, I was one of those girls who would like take them flirting with me, tell them I would link, and never link. And I'm still kind of like that because I don't really trust people. I never know what people are thinking. But this specific dude, so one day so my school takes like 2 field trips to JCPenney every year for like business apparel sales or whatever. So I'm on my way back, and this dude, so I used to give my friends massages or whatever because everybody needs it. Like, people be stressed in college, and I'm able to give good massages, so why not do it, you know? So just the type of person. So this one dude I was talking to from Tinder. Yes, I had a Tinder. One of my biggest downfalls with this whole area of my life, but I had a Tinder. This dude, he looked kind of cute. I'm like, okay, he was dark, had a nice smile, like, he looked good. So, you know, he hits me, and he's like, yeah, cause as a joke, cause I didn't take Tinder seriously, y'all. Like, I only linked like 3 people from Tinder. I didn't take it serious. Thought it was really like a game. So in my bio, I had that I was a masseuse. So the dude slid on me, and he texted me, and he was like, yo, like, I just got off of work, like I'm aching, can you like massage me? So I'm like, yeah, why not? The dude tells me, y'all, that he's 6 foot. I am a stallion. I'm 5'8" I'm really 5'9", 5'8"-ish, but mostly 5'8", but sometimes just depending on what shoes I got on, I'm 5'9". So this man, he pulls up. I walk to his car, come get him, because you know at HBCUs you have to sign people in. So I go to get him so I can bring him in and sign him in. And this man gets out the car, and he's shorter than me. Like, it blew my mind, because he sat there and told me he was 6 foot. So then I was like, I thought you were 6 foot. And he was like, no, I think you're just a lot taller than 5'8". I was like, this man, that should have been it for me, y'all. I should have just told him to get back in his car and leave. But that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. That's all I can say. So the rest of the night really was my fault, because I should have cut it loose at that. But he comes in, you know, I sign him in. He comes to my room. He gets him, like, I'm massaging him or whatever. But I got these lights, like, in there I had these lights. They're like purple, they go down the wall. It's kind of a vibe, I'm not gonna cap. But the lights were on. I was not turning the lights off. That's weird. Like, I don't even know him for real. But y'all, I found out he was Nigerian. So anyway, I'm giving this man a massage. And then he turns over and he starts playing with my lights. He's like, so can I stay tonight? I was like, no, you cannot stay tonight. He was like, but why? I was like, you just can't. Like, y'all. Oh, that's not even the worst part though. That's not even the worst part. Before I even got to massaging him, y'all, he asked me if he could go to the bathroom. In my suite, there's a bathroom. No, there's 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, a living room. All he had to do was walk out of my room, make a left, like I told him, and the bathroom was right there. No lie, y'all. This nigga walked all the way out of my suite. Not just my dorm, all the way out the suite. Walked down the hall into my friend's room and walked in on my friend while she was in the bathroom. Like, the lights were on and everything. Like, he just walked in. Like, he was weird from the get-go. Like, that was strike 2. And I still didn't kick that dude out. Like, oh my gosh. Like, but anyway, so back to what I was saying earlier. He was like, after he asked if he could stay the night, and I was like, no. Then he gonna wait for some minutes and said, so can I get a kiss? I was like, come on, we're leaving. I'm signing you out. Let's go. He was like, ha ha, okay, I was like, no, this isn't funny. Like, at this point, you gotta go. So I walk him down and I sign him out. And he texted me 10 minutes later talking about something. I had a good time. I hope we can link again. I blocked him immediately. Like, it just didn't even make sense to even have him be able to talk to me anymore, because that was bad. Like, that was just horrible. Like, I could have been, if that would have been anybody else's room he walked into, I could have been fine. Anything. Like, he walked into her whole bathroom while she was in it, using it, door closed, lights on, everything. He knew what he was doing. So that was number 2. No, was that 3 or was that 2? I'm pretty sure that was Anyway. Alright, y'all, here's number 2. We're almost finished here. Number 2. So there was this guy that I also met on Tinder. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm disappointed saying this. Like, it's another guy that I linked up with off Tinder. So I had actually matched with him a long time ago, but he was kind of boring to me at the time, and I kind of just had a lot going on, so I just forgot about it. You know, I never, like I said earlier, never took Tinder serious for real. One day I'm bored, and I saw this guy liking my pictures, and he DM'd me, and he looked kind of cute. Like, I'm not gonna cap. So he DM'd me, I answered, and he was like, "Dang, you talking to me like you don't know who I am." And I'm like, "I don't." He was like, "We used to talk on Tinder." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So he asked me to link. I'm like, "Sure, like, he looks good. Why not?" So y'all, one night, and y'all, this is a judgment-free center. I'm young. I have obviously made terrible decisions, but none of them have costed me in my life, and none of them have resulted in anything too bad. Okay, so this one, he comes to get me at 12 o'clock at night, y'all. Why I let him do that, I don't know. He comes and gets me, and I'm like, "Okay, can we go get some food?" So we go to Cookout, famous Cookout. Like, what can I say? Like, I miss Cookout, okay. So we get there. In case y'all don't know what Cookout is, it's this cheap fast food restaurant in the South everybody loves. So you can get a tray, which is like 2 entrees, like in the side, and like a shake for like $5, $5.99. Cheap, like dirt cheap, I'm trying to tell y'all. So we get there, I order a chicken tender tray, a shake, boom. That's the regular tray, y'all, $5.99, just because I added the shake, but without the shake it's like $4.99. I'm like, stop playing. It's his turn to order, and he says, "Ma'am, how much is a junior tray with tax?" Now, don't get me wrong, money isn't everything, and I'm not one to judge, but I was just like, if a regular tray is $5, like, dang, anyway. So he puts his order in for this junior tray, boom. She says the total, but I didn't hear it. I'm thinking we paying separate, or he's paying for me, which that's kind of wrong. Like, I've never been one to just be like, "Oh, he's a man, so he has to pay." Because no, if I'm dating somebody, we can take turns. I don't care, because I love food regardless. And if I like you, I like you. But anyway, so we get to the window, and she was like 10, or she was like 9, something, or whatever she said, whatever the total was. And he just looked at me, y'all. I'm talking, if he's in the driver's seat and I'm where you are, he just goes, and I'm like, "Huh?" Like, dang, like, you didn't even tell me, like, I'm gonna be paying. So he's like, "I guess I could cash app you." And I was just like, all right. His total came up to like $5.30. This is kind of petty, but I was kind of mad because he only cashed at me $5. And I'm like, man, forget it, whatever. So I ended up paying. And we get to his house. And it's kind of weird to me because he lives in a campus house. Like, it says Monarchs on the door and everything. Like, he lives in a campus living house, but he doesn't go to school. And he was like 26, y'all. And I also found out he has a kid that was like 1.5 years old. So we're chilling, y'all. And I don't want to incriminate myself, so I'm not gonna say, exactly what we did. No, it wasn't sex. But it, so anyway, that happened. But after that, I started feeling like really weird. Like, I just started feeling super like paranoid and super weird. Like, oh my gosh, like, what if he did something? Like, and like, what if his intentions are horrible? Like, and so I'm like, oh man, I'm sitting there like just going, like my mind is going crazy. Like then after a while, I'm like, and he keeps like talking to me, talking about, you look so pretty, you're so beautiful, I never seen anybody that looks like you, da da da. And so that's just really just setting my paranoia and my anxiety off. Like I'm just sitting there dang near driving myself crazy, y'all, like no cat. And then I'm like, all right, take me back. He's like, okay. He takes me back, y'all, and no cap, as soon as I opened up the, well, it was like 2 in the morning when I got back. As soon as I opened up the door and stepped out and turned around to walk away, he just pulled off. Didn't even watch me walk back to the dorm, none of that. Just pulled right off. Didn't text me to see if I made it back, nothing. None of that. Horrible, I know. And I was like, no one has ever treated me like that. And if my dad found out about this, he'd be mad that I even let somebody do that to me. So I was like, man, he's trash. So another time, he's like begging me to hang out with him, begging. I'm like, nah, bro. He keeps going. I was like, fine, I'll just go since you really want to hang out this bad. But I wasn't really feeling that good. So my friend called him back and was like, yo, like she's not coming. She doesn't even feel good. He was like, but I already left. And turn back around, boy. What you talking about? But anyway, he ended up texting me the next day talking about some, since you bailed, trying to make me feel bad, talking about some, since you bailed on me, da 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 da, you might as well just hang out with me today. So after a while, I'm like, okay, bro, fine. He comes and gets me again at like 12. We go over there. We're just chilling. But y'all, his daughter was there. And that might not sound like a problem to you, but to me, there's no way you should just let anyone in the same house at that time near your kid. Like, I could be anyone. I could be crazy. I could have tried to kidnap her, anything. You never know. Like, that's weird. He doesn't know me. And he had me in his house with his 1.5-year-old child. Like, that's not okay. And so then I'm over there, we just chilling or whatever. After a while, like, he keeps talking about how pretty I am again, like, just all that. And then after a while, bro, I'm like, take me back. I'm getting ready to go. And so he takes me back. And on the way, we stop and get food again, y'all. No cap. We go to Rally's this time, but I didn't want none because it's too late. I don't like putting food in my body that late. So we get to Rally's, and he orders whatever. He gets to the front, like to the window, and he asked her how much it is, y'all. And he cashed out his Cash App to pay for it right there. Like, bro, nothing's wrong with Cash App, but when you're grown like that, like when you're a grown adult and you're only like, the only way like that you get payment, or like the only way you can make payments is through Cash App, bro, there's an issue there. And that might sound mean, I don't care, bro, but that, for me, that's a problem. Like, that is really a problem. Like, in order for you to get a $5 meal, you gotta cash out, like, and you're grown, you have bills to pay, you have a kid. That's not it, bro. So I'm on the way to school, and he says to me, he starts telling me his life story. I'm not gonna put his business out, but I just started sitting there like, man, come on, I gotta get back. Because when niggas tell you their life story, they think you're in there for good. No lie, y'all. I opened up the door, get out, turn around and walk away. He skirts off again. I try to give him a chance to redeem himself. He skirted off again. And it was foggy that time. Foggy and dark. Like, I'm walking back, man. Like, wow, that's crazy. And guess what? He called me and was like, I made it back home safely. Didn't even ask if I made it to the dorm, y'all. So I was like, man, forget him. I'm never talking to him again. So days go by. He's texting me. I'm not answering. Then one day, he's just like, so you're just done with me? And I said, yes, very done with you. He was like, but why? I'm giving him reason after reason after reason. And I was like, and then on top of that, you only want me around you for your benefit. Like, you don't care how I feel, nothing. You just want me to be around you. Like, that's selfish. He was like, nah, da da da. But when I brought up the part about him skirting off on me, y'all, this nigga really said, oh, I just knew you were gonna get mad about that. I don't even know why I did it. And then you did it twice. Like, bro, like, you're literally crucifying yourself. Like, this is bad. Like, you're just, no. So then he's like, on my line, da da. I was like, hopefully this is a lesson learned for you so you can better yourself for the next person. He was like, so you're not gonna forgive me? And I was like, no. I was like, just take this and do better next time. He was like, but I want you to give me another chance. I said, I just had to end it. I was like, dude, I'm already talking to other people. I forgot all about you. Like, you need to do the same and move on. He just sent 2 crying emojis. I left it at that. He still comments on my stories. Well, he still comments on my story after that. He still likes my pictures to this day. Just crazy. But I know I've been talking for a long time, so I'm gonna get immediately into number 1. My typical number 1, I feel like a lot of people I've already told it to, so I'm not even finna sit here and waste anybody's time. I'm gonna replace it. This story is it actually kind of makes me sad. I'm not gonna cap. Some of the stuff I'm gonna leave out because it makes me feel bad. But this is on a serious note. So my number 1 is I had just got back to school after winter break, and during winter break I had texted all my peoples, to make sure they were cool, like, make sure everybody's still in their programs, and one of the dudes I had texted, like, he ended up FaceTiming me during break, I just thought we was cool, like, we've always been friends. So I get back to school and none of my friends was there. I was back before everybody else, like, and I had a room to myself because my roommate decided she didn't want to be there no more. So I go to my room and he comes, like, I had walked to my friend's room on his floor, see how they was doing. I'm glad to be back, turn up, like, we all here for another semester, we made it. So he sees me in the hallway. He's like, hey, you finna go to your room? I was like, yeah. He was like, okay, I'm finna come up there. I'm like, all right. Like, he's been up there before. My room was the turn-up spot. Like, everybody used to come to my room. So he comes up there, and like I said earlier, I got them lights. Like, my room is a vibe. Like, I'm not even finna cat for the right person, though. So, like, we're just sitting there chilling. I'm sitting on my bed with the covers on. Like, I'm just chilling because it's late. Like, as soon as he leaves type, I'm finna go to sleep. So he's sitting in a chair, I'm sitting on my bed. He gets up and he says, oh, your room looks way better with the lights off. And he turns the lights off. And at first I'm like, all right. Not even thinking of it because we were friends, y'all. Like, we were really good friends, help each other with our homework, everything. Like, and then then he got up and like, the wind was blowing from like really heavy in Virginia. Like, the wind just blows. Like, so when I first got there, I opened up all the windows in the living room because I needed to air it out. I opened up the windows in my room, like, so the wind coming from both my room and the living room was making my door shake. So he got up and was like, your door's shaking a lot. Maybe this will help it. He closed it and locked the door. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, I'm sitting here in the dark with this boy. The door's locked, like, okay, like, what's really going on here? And then he was like, his head was down like this, and he was like, so I sent you a snap over break, but you never opened it. So y'all, my brain, I've also mentioned that I have anxiety, so my brain is just going, and I'm just thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, what's about to happen? Like, I'm just sitting there, I open up my phone, I'm like, what did you send me? I opened it, and he was like, I want to suck your toes. And I was like, huh? Like, that's weird. Like, came out of nowhere. Then he gets up, y'all, and tries to take the covers off of my feet. And he's like, actively like, let me do it. And I'm like, no, like, that's weird. Like, in my head, I'm like, we're just friends. Like, stop. Like, stop. And he just keeps going, like, not taking no for an answer. Then finally, he just stops. Then he was like, can I get in your bed with you? Before I like even say nothing, he just gets in my bed. So I really don't want to say too much, like, but this is also like an honesty. This is just a place for my honesty. It's like an outlet, low key. But I'm definitely not gonna say too much. Like, you'll get the gist of it. But like, he got in my bed and like everything, like, he was like, let me do this, let me do that. And every time I said no, like, he would just keep asking. I was like, no, bro, like, no, like, and it persisted for so long. Like, it was really bad. Like, no, we didn't have sex, like, but at the end of the day, that was real sexual harassment. And if I would have caved into that, that would have been rape because of coercion. Like, he was not taking no for answer for anything. No, I'm not gonna say his name because I've talked to him about it. I've moved on. Like, but it just, that to this day still kind of doesn't sit right with me. Like, that we were friends. Like, I asked him how long he was planning to do that, and he was like, since break. And that just don't sit right with me. Like, that's just weird to me. And it was like, he said no one has ever been that nice to him. And it's like, in my head, I'm like, dang, like, this is what I get for being nice. Like, dang. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna say too much. It was just weird. And then I remember after I finally was like, after, I just said no so many times, like, he finally was like, please don't tell your friends about this, da 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 da. I was just like, all right, bro. He left, and that night, I just remember, like, laying on my bed, just staring at the ceiling till I fell asleep. Like, I did not expect to come back to school, and that happened to me, like, the first night. Like, that's really crazy to me. But yeah, it was just really weird. Like, and people, every girl has their stories. Like, so no, I'm not calling nobody out on rape. I'm not trying to ruin nobody's life. But, like, I talked to him about it later, like, because I was hurt about that for a really long time. Like, I'm not gonna lie, for some months I literally, like, I used to never lock my doors, y'all. I locked my doors anytime I was in my room. Like, if anybody needed to come in, I needed to hear who it was, everything. Like, I was scared that he was gonna come back. Like, so many things went through my head. Like, I just started doing so many things differently. Like, it was weird. I don't know. Like, anytime somebody knocked on my door, I'd get scared. Like, I didn't know who it was. Like, anytime it was, like, late at night, like, it could be my friends. Anytime somebody knocked on my door, I was just scared because I thought he was gonna come back. Like, but I ended up talking to him about it. Like, I ended up talking to my friends because I didn't tell nobody about it for some months. And then, like, 2 months after it happened, I opened up to my friends. They all came in my dorm room because I told them I had to tell them something. And I opened up to them about it. And, of course, they were mad. Like, one of my friends was like, man, I'll spit on him when I see him. I was like, bro, it's cool. But, yeah, like, it was crazy. I talked to him, and the first thing he did was ask me. He was like, so what exactly did I do that you said no to and kept going? And in my head, I was like, really? Like, do I gotta say everything? Like, then I started telling him. He was like, oh. And, like, because he had did it to multiple other people. And me and the other people had talked about it. That's when I decided I was gonna let it go. I needed to talk to him. So me and another girl that happened to, we called him. I avoided him for those 2 months till I opened up about it. I really did. Like, when I would look across the classroom, make eye contact with him, like, I would almost cry. Like, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. And then when we talked to him about it, and that was all he could think about was what exact, like it wasn't like it was. Like, it was weird for me. I was just glad that it was over. Like, now I can look at him. Now, you feel me? I don't have no hard feelings. Like, if he texts me and be like, just checking on how you're doing with school, I'd be like, I'm cool, how are you? Like, some cool stuff. But it'll never be the same. But I'm sorry for bringing the video down so sad, if any of y'all even made it this far in the video. But I guess you're gonna learn new things about me all the time. So I'm gonna just go ahead and end this video. Y'all can go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Share it too. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.